NBA Conference Finals begin tonight. They do? That's amazing. Who better to have join us in the studio than an insider for The Athletic? Oh, you have bad reflexes. I could have gotten it again. Shams, I literally could have gotten it again.
I know, but we're protecting.
You didn't even flinch. You didn't even. I could. Oh man, I could have had you.
Flinch.
You can see him. We give a million jobs. How many jobs do you have? Like 4.
The Athletic. I write for The Athletic. I do video and content for Stadium, which is based in Chicago, and I also co-host Run It Back on FanDuel TV in Los Angeles. Right next to your studio.
Shams, you're here sometimes, then I don't know where you are the other times. We have a lot to talk about. First, my producers wanted to get your scathing take on this. You seem like a very rational, sane human being. What is this? It's a Virginia baseball player eating that's a banana.
Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. You gotta get into the nitty gritty. You know, he wanted to really, I think, get into the crevices of that banana and make sure that there was nothing left uneaten. I respect it. You personally, I have a lot of respect for this is really, really rash.
He doesn't know anyone's watching him, and that's the only reason I respect it. Because it seems a little like sweaty, like a bit that he's doing. But he is doing it. No, it is. He knows he's on camera, and so he went back there to do it. And just to get on camera.
What do you think about that? I mean, you're someone that's.
I don't know why we're starting with this, honestly, but I was too tired to fight it in the morning, so we just decided to go with it.
Would you eat a banana like that?
Going.
Though?
Sure.
How would you feel if I ate a banana like that? Would you judge me?
You can do no wrong in my eyes, Shams, as you know. Yesterday, Sunday, I happened to see Russell Westbrook, and he was at a bookstore. And I was thinking, man, if Shams was here, I would have something to tell him. I'd know what to ask him because I'm like, I know he's not in it. Is he on the Clippers still? What's going on? So what should I have said if I asked Russell Westbrook a question?
Well, you did ask me, and I told you have to ask him, is he opting in or is he opting out? What does he see about his future? Does he see his future in LA? And I think those are all questions. If he does opt in, where does his future lead? The Clippers have a lot of questions. Ty Lue, what's up with his contract extension? They want to extend him, but to my knowledge right now, there hasn't been any progress in those conversations. Paul George's future, he's potentially going to be a free agent this offseason as well. Is he going to be back in LA? That's a question for them as well. I mean, obviously everyone knows, and Lou Williams said on our show today, he's like, Paul George isn't leaving LA. And I think people around the league have had this belief. He's an LA kid. He wants to be here. And I think we'll find out very, very soon. But there's a lot of questions, and I think on that list of questions is Russell Westbrook. He has a player option, I believe, a little over $4 million next season. And so does he opt in? Does he opt out?
Did he have a great season? I feel like it was a little like it was
shaky. Definitely fluctuating at different points, but I think at the end of the day, he was a spark plug off the bench. He was someone that I watched a lot of Clippers games just coming here to do the show. I'll go to Clippers games when they're here. Cool. I noticed the energy that he would bring off the games. Like, he has the ability still to change the tenor of a game, but for what team, for what locker room, I think those are all questions to ask.
So you think he's gone? Who's texting you? Who's texting you? What is that?
I mean, one is my brother.
Was that Hinge? What is that? Is that an alert?
What? Me on an app? You've lost your mind now, okay? This is ridiculous.
I have to ask you, what's going on with
You're not gonna see me on an app.
with JJ, Justin Jefferson?
Which JJ are we talking about? Justin Jefferson?
Yeah. Do you have any idea what's going on?
What's happening with Justin Jefferson?
He's not at OTAs. He hasn't signed his extension paperwork. The world's freaking out. Do you
Where
have
is
news
he?
on any JJ?
What is he
for
doing?
Me? A JJ Watt, a JJ Redick. Give me news
I have
on
a JJ Redick.
Great. What is it?
JJ Redick. I report on the show today on Run It Back. JJ Redick, James Borrego, New Orleans Pelicans associate head coach, and Sam Cassell, former NBA player, 2-time champion, now currently a Boston Celtics assistant coach. Those three have all formally interviewed for the Lakers job.
Whoa!
They are the initial targets for the Lakers. And I'm told JJ Redick had a meeting within the last several days in Chicago with the Lakers. There was a draft combine last week in Chicago. JJ Redick made a surprise appearance in Chicago at the combine. And they had interviews yesterday with James Borrego, Sam Cassell. They're going to continue to have interviews the rest of the week.
Were they drunk and drinking wine like he does with the podcast with LeBron? Like, what was going on?
I would hope that's not how an NBA team interview went. I don't think Rob Pelinka, their general manager, president, he's very, very polished. I doubt they're drinking wine in their interview. But, you never know. If your interview's with LeBron, maybe. But again, I'm also told LeBron James...
How realistic is JJ? I mean, I see the connection. Even I know that they're close.
They do a podcast together. Well, listen, I think from JJ's perspective, he is a very real candidate. He's a legitimate candidate. In some corners, he's seen as the front runner for the Lakers job. And I think all the questions around J.J. Redick are the readiness. Being a rookie head coach, is he ready to be thrust in this position with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and this roster? Those are all questions they're going to have to answer internally and with him. They're going to have a narrowing process in this search. But the other side is there's this perception, right, that LeBron James and J.J. Redick have a close relationship because
that's my perception. Would you fight that for me?
Because they do their podcast. But from what I'm told, LeBron James is not involved in this coaching search. He wants them to make the best decision for the organization, whether that's getting they already had a rookie head coach when they hired Darvin Ham last go around in 2022. So do you go the route again of another rookie head coach? And Rich Paul told me yesterday, LeBron James and J.J. Redick, they do a podcast together. That does not mean LeBron James wants J.J. Redick as his coach.
We got to FaceTime Rich Paul right now.
So
all I want to do is for you to FaceTime Rich Paul.
It's
very hard to believe, Shams, it's a perception you have to, you and Rich Paul.
They do their podcast together. They do their podcast together.
No, that's not the.
This is not an extensive.
Let's remove it from J.J. Redick. The idea that LeBron, as powerful as he is not involved in a coaching search is very hard to believe.
Well, in 2019, LeBron James really wanted Ty Lue to be the head coach. The Lakers had negotiations with him, did not hire him. So that's one thing that he wanted, did not happen. The last couple of years, Kyrie Irving, they made 2 attempts runs at Kyrie Irving. LeBron James wanted Kyrie Irving as his point guard. That did not happen. So there's been things that obviously LeBron James has wanted. If in a perfect ideal world, Ty Lue would be his head coach, Kyrie Irving would be his point guard, and that would be the end of anything. There would be no coaching search. But so in this particular situation, I think he also has a decision to make on his future, his player option.
And I think it's because of that he's like, I'm not rooting for anybody. Figure out what's best for you. I'll figure out what's best for you.
The last thing you want if you're LeBron James, if you're not stamping someone, the last thing you want is the hire, whether it works well or doesn't work well, to be falling on you. And I think for sure you have to think about that a little bit. If you are LeBron James, if you're not involved in this process at all, but if this hire, let's say you make the hire and doesn't go well, and it's going to fall out, you probably don't want to feel that way.
Smart. I have more questions, but I'm going to move on. Tonight, Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics-Pacers. FanDuel Sportsbook, they have the Pacers as 10-point underdogs, longest odds to win the championship at plus 2/800. Pacer coach Rick Carlisle is riding this no one wants them here thing, right? He's got this mentality. How are you weighing in on the narrative of sort of East Coast bias by media, by everybody alike around the league right now?
I mean, I think right now, when you look, especially in the Eastern Conference, everyone has kind of looked at the Celtics as a favorite, like prohibitive favorite across the league. And I've said it over and over. Chandler, Lou have said it. It's championship or bust for the Celtics. So I think maybe people might be favoring them, or people might be saying they're supposed to win easily, because that's been the expectation when you're the Boston Celtics all season long. They've had the best season for any team. They've had the best team, definitely in the Eastern Conference from a talent perspective.
Okay.
So I think maybe you look at that if you want to call it a bias. But again, Indiana to me is playing with house money. No one thought they'd be in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think for them, they're trying to prove people wrong here.
Where's Porzingis?
Porzingis is trying to get right, and he had a pretty brutal calf strain a few weeks ago. And with these calf strains, non-contact injuries, you're in a position like you saw Giannis when he had his non-contact injury. 4 weeks after his injury, he told reporters, I'm running at 30-40%, I think is what he said. He told reporters. Okay. No, he didn't tell me. I've not spoken to Giannis.
I could have gotten it again. You guys, I could have gotten it again.
Maybe I just trust you. I trust you to do the right thing, Kay.
Are you swiping left? Are you swiping right? I have so many questions. Okay, so he's trying to get back at some point. This series?
So his hope is to ramp up. I mean, listen, if this series extends into 5, 6, 7, potentially, but I mean, if you're the Celtics and you go up 2-0, if you go up 3-0 potentially, then at that point you just need to make sure
he's good,
that Kristaps Porzingis is healthy in the finals.
They want me to ask you about the Mavericks. They want me to ask you about the Knicks being out. They want me to ask you about all sorts of things. We're going to take a break. We will be back right here. Richard is yelling at me. I got it found. God, it's so easy. You're the best. Okay.
Maybe I just make it easy for you, Kay, because I'm trusting.
I think you wipe your phone. You literally have a text. Let's see. I understand I'm trying to get set. Is that okay with you? Okay, great. Great. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Cool? Great. What's up with Tibbs?
He's entering the last year of his deal.
Okay, Knicks are out.
They're gonna need to extend him.
I saw some of that finger pointing about him and fatigue. Is it a done deal? Resign? We're on the air.
Oh, this is live, like
I mean, we're in the
on FanDuel TV or
I'm
YouTube?
asking YouTube.
Oh, shout
It'll
out
get
YouTube.
clipped.
Shout out YouTube. Shout out YouTube.
What's up with Tibbs? What do you think happens? Are they gonna, poke around the head coaching headhunt for a while, or are they gonna do a deal with him? You think?
I mean,
What's
he's
the deal?
entering the last year of his deal, so they're gonna need to, they're going to discuss an extension for him. And you look at the coaching contracts. He's at $7 million now. You think about the money we're seeing just an acceleration of salary, how the salaries are going. And I think people definitely believe that his contract is going to be approaching 8 figures at least.
Whoa.
10, 11, 12. You're going to get me in that 8-figure question again, right?
That's great.
So yeah, when you think about those coaching contracts, anywhere from 10, 11, 12 for the elite coaches in today's NBA.
What else is there?
What else does YouTube want to know? What does YouTube want to know?
don't
We need.
know.
What are the questions here in YouTube?
I'm sure they're great. Does anybody want to ask Shams anything, guys? Tibbs needs to use more than 6 people in the rotation. You extend the man. LeBron to Golden State.
LeBron to Golden State. I think the Lakers really want him back. I think he, in a perfect world, they're able to figure it out. But he has until June 29th. He's got a player option. And I think people around the league all expect him to be back with the Lakers. But we'll see how he views their handling of the roster and if they can add talent around him.
That's a good answer. Shams, she keeps testing you, dude. No, I'm not. Break some news right now, Shams.
I think we have. We've said a few things on
How
the
was
show.
running back today?
Running back was beautiful. I think, we've built such great chemistry on the show.
I feel like you guys are great that you guys get to come in studio more now.
Yeah, we're coming in studio a lot. How do
Yeah.
you feel about that? Do you like having studio mates?
I don't like that it's cold.
That's not my decision.
I know.
Definitely not
Chandler
my
comes in
decision.
here and he's
I
like,
go with the
can we
flow.
make it literally 7 degrees?
It's not. Yeah, I understand for someone
Like me that wants it to be 80. I live here, and then y'all come in like it's an Airbnb and change all the settings. Is all I'm saying, and then I have to deal with it. So that's Chandler. That's not you though. That's Chandler Parsons. I've got beef with him. I hear we're all having dinner this week. I'm excited. You, me, and Chandler.
Are you inviting me to dinner?
I am, and Haley, his beautiful wife. We're gonna have a great time.
Yes.
Mavs Timberwolves, Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. What do I need to know?
I think
about
these
this
teams
one?
match up beautifully. Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns, 2 All-Stars, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving on the other side. Jaden McDaniels can play defense. Anthony Edwards can play defense. You have the big man battle, Derek Lively, P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford. You have Rudy Gobert, Karl-Anthony Towns. I think, to me, this is unbelievable series.
Why was Kyrie crying?
Emotional. He's been through a lot the last couple of years. He's finally found a great home in Dallas. We all want to
I
find a
love
great
that.
home.
We all want to find a great home. Shams, thanks for being here. You're in LA all week. Guys, we're having dinner. You know we're
give
having
my
dinner. Why
location
are you,
away.
I'm not giving you. What am I going to send something to your pin out? Calm down. Jeez Louise. It's so tough with Shams.